What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Bubbaville Bassin. We are actually out here on the lake, guys, and if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Shinbone and Waylon are on another boat here, and my wife's going to be joining us at 2 o'clock. It is currently I think 12:40 or something like that. We have bluebird skies. We have about a 14-mile-an-hour wind, and the water temperature is 58 from what I've seen. I'm waiting for the transducer to get acclimated to the water, but if it's 58, fish should be munching, y'all. So we're gonna be throwing Bubbaville custom baits today, whether it's the sledgehammer, the Philippian crawl, the fasting crawl, the skandalon stick bait, or the 777 7-inch cutter worm. Who knows? But we're gonna get on them, and we will catch on a little bit.
There.
'There's a big fish right here. I gotta see if I can get to him. Get the net.
Nice.
.51, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that. What is going on, guys? We are here in the bait shop for Bubbaville Custom Baits, and we're going to break down the bait that we used, how we used it, and why it was effective, and why it's one of my favorite colors to throw. Everything on the wall back here is in the link in the description. It will take you to bubbavillecustombaits.com, where you can check out and purchase all the amazing baits that we can build here at Bubbaville Custom Baits. So without further ado, if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you everybody that's been subscribed and viewing the crap of our videos. We really do appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that has bought a lot of our stuff. We could not be doing it without y'all, and we want to give glory and thanks to God, obviously, for letting us and allowing us to do this. So we're going to break down this bait, and just remember to glorify Jesus one cast at a time. So with all that being said, we're going to get into this bait, so here we go. Alright, so y'all saw that thing roll across the screen. Here's another look at it. It is a midnight blue with pearl powder in it, and it has silver flake, and it's got a little bit of blue in it, and I don't think you can see it. It depends on the camera angle, I'm assuming. Yeah, you can see one like right here maybe. But anyways, so these guys are one of my favorite colors. It is the electric blue color of the skandalon. This bait right here will be rolling on the right part of the screen here. So this is a 5-inch stick bait. We call it the skandalon. A skandalon is a style of weapon that is in the Bible. A stick bait is a great weapon to have for bass fishing. You cannot go wrong with it. Now a little bit about these baits. So a lot of companies like to run salt in theirs, and a lot of companies think that having a lot of salt is good. Well, it is if you want to rip off your people. A lot of companies lace their stuff with salts, that way it cuts the plastic, so that way your baits get tore up easier. And we'll touch on the baits getting tore up easier here in a little bit in the video. But really the only thing the bait does with salt in it, of course, is it tears up easy. That's number one. That's not good. The other thing that the salt does is it makes it more dense, where it will not float but sink. So like, I don't like to run salt in mine for 3 reasons. I don't want my stuff tearing up as easy. Number 2, I think that the salt puts pot marks all through the bait and makes it look disgusting. And number 3, I like to have my bait float, and here's why. So when I rig my bait up with a little tiny bullet weight that is 1/8 of an ounce, I run it on an all-purpose 7-foot Fitzgerald rod, and I like to run 10-pound vicious fluorocarbon. So with a little tiny weight and a decent sized hook, you will get that weight to slide down the line just like this, and your worm will stay above and it will sink slowly. So a lot of times at finesse presentations, you don't want your bait to go 0 to 100 all the way to the bottom real quick. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it gives a chance for the bass to see it in the water column, so that way they can come up and eat it. And that's exactly what happened in this video. Now sometimes getting your worm all the way to the bottom is a good thing, but I think that the longer the time the bass have a chance to look at it, the more it'll get eaten. And yes, we will make baits eventually that have more dense plastic, and they will sink a whole lot quicker, but I'm just giving y'all a heads up. If you do want to catch bigger fish, I think a weighted stick bait will be a whole lot better, because a lot of times when your bait sinks fast, I think the big fish bite it easier because it goes to the bottom, and the little fish will pick it up off the top if it has a slower sink. Like I was saying, sometimes you want a slow sink, sometimes you don't. So this one gives you the best of both worlds. So you can either have it float or you can have it sink. And you want all the control at your fingertips when you're fishing. You don't want one or the other. You want to be able to choose. So like I said, I'm gonna have people that are gonna want a salt-like style effect, and salt does not do anything for the taste. We have grape shad and scented in these, and you can pick up a pack of these for $5.99. There's 8 in a pack, and I'm pretty happy with our bag and our sticker. It says Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And just remember, knowing I can't, but he can. That's the really important part about that verse, is you can't do anything without the strength of God. But we're gonna get into this setup here, and I'm gonna show you exactly how small this weight was. So look how small that weight was, guys. Like, it's very, very tiny. It looks really big in camera, but it's super small. So this weight carries it down just enough for it not to sink too fast. Now we're gonna show you this worm here as I take it off the hook. So look, you got one mark right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. One mark right there. And then you have the entry where you Texas rig, and then right there where the hook goes through, and then it comes back out and it from the entry. So I could possibly use this again. I definitely know I can use this again. There's not many stick bait companies that say that you could reuse it over and over again. I could possibly use this another 3 or 4 times. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's that durable. And look, it doesn't break. You can do whatever you want to this worm. You could tie it in a pretzel knot. I don't care. It still has its form. That's what's really good about this skandalon stick bait. Now, like I was saying, I'm running it on a medium style rod with a super thick gauge EWG worm hook, 10-pound vicious fluorocarbon with a 1/8 of an ounce bullet weight, and I just simply Texas rig it. And I'm not going to take this thing off because the spawn's here, and bass love stick baits during the spawn. So I appreciate y'all watching, and like I said, if you are interested in these baits, you can get them at bubbavillecustombaits.com, which is in the link in the description. And also, if you're new here, you can also hit that subscribe button if you like what you see, and hit the like button as well to put us in the algorithm to get this video out there. The more people see our videos, the more we can keep doing. So just remember to keep your faith in God, and just to keep pointing to Him when stuff gets tough. Just remember to give God the glory, and keep glorifying Jesus one cast at a time. And I'm out.